Okay, I'm live. I don't think anybody's here, but I got to do this for watch hours. I don't know if you can hear me. Does it sound okay? It seems to. So, if anybody's wondering what the flames are over there, that's one of those little ethanol fireplaces for some heat in here. Okay, I got to stop looking at the other chat. Um, well, I was gone last weekend. I had my last trip to the cabin until April. I don't like to go there in the snow because there's never any guaranteed heat or there's guaranteed heat if you bring wood. Uh, Never guaranteed electricity. So if a tree goes down, your electricity goes down. Your coffee pot goes down. And I have a hard time without my coffee in the morning. And I have to take these headphones off because it's making my head itch. But I'm cold, so I've got my hat on. So, anybody else notice my shirt? It's pixelating. I don't know if it's because of that screen back there. Hi, noise. Um, it's not enough light to run the green screen, so it's my messy room, and someone really needs to kick me in the backside to look for all the marketplaces to sell this bed, because Mama needs a new set of tires. So, but I was gonna talk about self-respect, and I did 2 videos on it yesterday. And what prompted me to write those, I was listening to David Icke. I write these videos with, like, I'll hear a line, a sentence, and then my brain just says, get started. You're going to write. Sorry to my nose. It is. I have long haired cats, and she's in the room with me. Yeah. She's, if I can do this, up. There she's moving. You can see her eyeballs. She kind of blends in. She's gray, so she blends in. And I kind of wonder, because I don't know if y'all can see it, but every now and then my face, like right here, maybe my face is too shiny, and that's why it does whatever it does. I don't know, but I might have to break down and get one of those oval circle lights, but I don't know how that would work because I run this off my MacBook. So, but anyway, the cabin is really neat. It's built in 47 or 48. Chipmunks run up and down the walls on the inside. It's newer than in my house. My house was built in 36, but this is lath and plaster, and that's just kind of boards. Um, so it's nice to be able to get away from civilization for a while because there's no cell phone service. Let me turn the Wi-Fi off of this. And so there's no distractions. I typically do a lot of cleaning. But I don't like being up there when there's snow because we made that mistake before. No heat, no power, sleeping on drug the mattress right out in front of the wood stove just to stay warm. But I cheat now and I bring my big solar power bank with me so I can at least make coffee. Okay, well, my thoughts on self-respect. People don't get a lot of that. They're not taught self-respect. you're taught, you know, follow the leader, follow the herd, and you're actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Disrespected if you think for yourself nowadays. Because if you don't group think, you're not part of society. And like I wrote in my video yesterday, you're not taught self respect because if you are, you won't buy into their line of influence they're trying to peddle. And then their agendas won't get met. And that's why, for me, I had a kid who didn't do high school, has a lot more self respect and a lot more self esteem than a lot of kids who came out of high school. It's, yeah, I didn't write anything for today, so I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. And Thursday is going to be a prayer request Thursdays, because lots of prayers need to be said. But I think the kids should have some of their own self-respect, and that should come from the parents. The parents need to remind their child that they're proud of them, and that they have faith in them. And this is what I did with mine. If I scolded them, I would also tell them, I would say, I'm disappointed in your behavior, not I'm disappointed in you. Because you do that, that just breaks down every bit of self esteem they started to build up, especially as preteens. You know, because they can change their behavior. Anybody can change their behavior. The biggest goal is to change your behavior towards the positive side. And nowadays, that's tough because teenagers get depressed like shooting fish in a barrel. It happens to almost all of them, which is really, really sad. Um, I was depressed as a teenager. I mean, I'm working on the 2 daycare kids in to have their self-esteem, to realize that, what someone calls them is not a reflection of who they are. It's the reflection of who the person is who's calling it to them. I'm also still teaching them, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me, to the point of, I let them know the only time the words are gonna hurt is when they throw those wooden block letters at you. That's when it's gonna hurt. But other than that, it's not it shouldn't affect them. I've been trying to teach them that, labels are a weakness, because you start labeling yourself as one thing, and next thing you know, you seriously start taking it to heart. So if you say, well, I'm not good enough at this, or I'm not good enough at that, pretty soon, even though they had the possibility of being really good at that, they that psychosomatically just take that out of the equation, that they just can't do it. So even if they try, their back of their mind is telling them, you can't do this. You're not going to be any good at this. So after a while, they subconsciously just give up. Another thing for self confidence and self esteem is kids aren't taught not to talk down about themselves. Well, I'm lazy, or, and I'm really bad at this one with my ADD. I have ADD. Um, or I'm forgetful. You know, okay, yeah, maybe when you're my age, yeah, you can admit you're forgetful. But when you're a kid, I remind the daycare kids, do not talk down about yourself. Because the 8-year-old one day is like, well, and I could tell where it came from. She's like, well, I just forget everything. And I'm like, really? You know exactly where to find the sliced cheese in the garage refrigerator, and you know where to find, and if you want something to drink, you know how to run the stove. You're not forgetful. Do not talk down about yourself. And like I said, I've raised an alpha female, and Uh, a lot of people, a lot of people who come across folks who are self confident, how have self esteem. A lot of them feel that they're intimidating now, which is not the way to look at a person, or they're an asshole. And as I said in my video yesterday, I'd much rather be an asshole than someone without any self confidence or self esteem. Um, I was intimidating in high school, I guess, because I had some self confidence. At least that's what I was told. I didn't think I did, but evidently I did. And I've been told that I will make a decision, whether it's wrong or right. I'm not afraid to make it. And which is nice, but sometimes, well, there's good time I am wrong a few times. Can't say I'm never wrong because that would be a lie. Um, but I can't stand the wishy-washy, and that's where you see someone who doesn't have self-confidence. They tend to be a little wishy-washy. They tend to be, you know, the you get the, well, I don't know, where do you want to go? Or the uh um well, any restaurant's fine with me. Well, after a while the other person gets tired of asking the question because they know what the answer is going to be. We're trying to figure out for our lunch date Thursday, which reminds me. Um, I'll do a live Friday. Thursday, I have a lunch date with a couple of my high school classmates who are in town. They're trying to decide where to go to for lunch. And if they can't decide by tonight, I'm going to be the one making the executive decision going, we're going to go to Legends and have their delicious salad bar. One of my friends asked, said something about having a drink. I said, well, we're on the reservation, so it's dry. So, which was fine with me. They have Coke. I've been trying to stay away from n- regular soda, but I'll have to drink it because I don't like Diet Coke. But yeah, that's where my little, I have to have uh, a certain plan. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna probably make the decision if nobody else says anything. So I mean, my son's ex-girlfriend, when they were together, she would ask him, where do you want to eat? And my son was like, I don't know. I don't know. And she'd get so mad because he wouldn't say, hey, let's go here. Sometimes you got to have the self-confidence to take charge and the self-confidence to be a leader at times. You don't always have to be a leader, but you have to have the confidence to be the leader, especially in a tight situation when nobody else is. You have to have the self-confidence and the self-esteem to stand up and do that. And kids today aren't taught that. They're taught to just repeat everything, not think for themselves. Yeah. But yet they're not taught self-esteem, but they're taught but they expect to have respect. It's, oh wow. See what I mean? I don't know why I must be too shiny. I don't know. Maybe I need to powder my face like you see in the old skits of makeup on um Goldie Hawn. Laugh in. There you go. Um but they expect respect even if they don't even have their own self-esteem. They expect, well, other people need to respect me. Well, you got to respect yourself first. Hey Sasquatch, how you doing? But yeah, a lot of kids forget that respect is earned, not automatically given. So I would remind my students in class the same thing. You respect me, I respect you. I taught the boys, you give everybody respect unless they disrespect you. And at that point, if you don't feel they deserve their respect, you don't have to give it. Yeah, I know it's Tuesday already. We're getting, they call for possible snow Thursday. I'm not happy about it at all. It's like 40 some degrees outside. I miss my 70 degrees from last weekend. But oh gosh. Yeah, I'm not ready for winter. But yeah, I mean that's the only thing I could think of was to go off yesterday's two videos on self-respect and the first sentence on the one your self-respect is not for sale is something I picked up from David Icke listening to him on the Inspire channel. So yeah, other than that, the life of a modern day housewife is so exciting. I still have to unpack from the weekend. I have to get the yellow bins all pre-put back together so they can go into storage so I can just grab them and go the next time. Got to make sure all the paper towels are in there, toilet paper, wipes, you name it. But yeah, how's everybody doing? I mean, is everybody doing okay? Please don't let the world get to you. I know a lot's going on, but your psyche is more important than what the world's doing. You can't help others unless you help yourself first. So that's okay. So that's okay, Seventh. Yeah, I was just rambling on about self-esteem in my two videos yesterday because I didn't write anything down because things have been going too fast lately. I got plans got changed on me. I was supposed to go get my baby girl this afternoon, but that got changed till Saturday, which then my brain's going, okay, you can get this, 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 this. Oh, you didn't write anything down for this afternoon. So, yeah, that's just what I'm doing. Uh, no live Thursday. It'll be Friday for prayer requests. Um, because like I said, I was going to lunch with some girlfriends, and we're going to a dry place, which is nice. And I need, I'm tempted to bring my own Diet Pepsi because I don't like Diet Coke. But I jumped on the scale. I've gained at least 3 pounds. I found this absolutely delicious lemonade that was made with real cane sugar, and it's 45% of your daily sugar. And when you drink a good quart of that a day, it adds up. So I gotta stop. Back to the iced tea or the Diet Coke or well, actually Diet Pepsi. I'm tired. Uh, the stuff that doctor said I'm not supposed to be drinking. I'm not supposed to be drinking the Diet Pop. But if I drink too much Perrier, it upsets my ulcer because I drank too much carbonated water when I was working at the store. I would drink about a quart of carbonated water and it gave me an ulcer. So yeah. But I like Perrier. I've been drinking it since I was a kid. But yeah, self-esteem is very, very important, especially right now. Uh, the society is going to push at you to be, uh, to assimilate, to be part of the hive. And if we're all part of the hive, we don't grow. We have to have self-esteem. We have to have self-confidence. Now, there is too much self-confidence one can gain. And yes, you will be an asshole. But, we need. Oh my. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. I just like a little bit of iced tea. Though I missed, there's a few people in here that they're old enough to remember the saccharin tablets. You remember the little tiny saccharin tablets? I like those in my iced tea. And then they said they're cancer causing. And now they're saying saccharin's not cancer causing. I'll just, yeah. Um, but yeah, we have to keep our head up, and no matter what's going on around us, we have to keep our self-esteem and our self-respect. Society is really good at taking away your self-respect. You know, they'll push you to, well, you have to look like this, or you have to dress like this, or you have to fit into this little group, and there's, yeah, exactly. They don't have to go hand in hand. Some can have self-confidence, but understand Um, what did I hit? I've done something. I got not touched the mouse. Yeah, the ego can keep you. Hi, Christy. It's good to see you. I'm just rambling because I wrote really nothing down. Um, um, yeah, you can have the ego that will save your butt in a pinch that tells you get out of a dangerous situation, and your self-respect can keep your head high so you don't end up, just lost in the crowd. But you'll hear a lot of people who say, well, you have to ditch the ego to a point. You know, you don't have to be egotistical, but you still need a little bit of ego because that's a safety net. That's some of your ego, I think, relies is on your fight or flight thing. A little bit more ego, you'll have, no problem fighting. A little less ego, you'll have no problem leaving. But yeah, but just if you have any youth around, work on their self confidence because they get beat up at school well, mentally beat up at school a lot nowadays. I mean, my generation, you have a problem, you go talk to each other face to face, or you're outside the school and the whole circle of kids are around you yelling, fight, fight. And nowadays, kids are just getting beat up online and they don't they don't talk about it. They don't, they just go inward and parents won't understand. So you just get your kid to be positive with some self-respect and some self-esteem. Just tell them, you're proud of them, you love them. A lot of parents just get so busy they forget that. They really do, and it's designed that way. Yeah, the economy's set up where the both parents have to work and kids are economic orphans, as Bill Cooper calls them. And so, like my generation, yeah, exactly, Christy. My generation, we were like left alone. It's like, okay, here's your key. Get in, find yourself dinner, get your homework done. We were the latchkey generation, and we had to basically raise ourselves. And now the other generations are doing that to their kids, and they're forgetting to talk to their kids. This you thought it was bad in our generation when there was a public service announcement of it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? And oh God, can you guys hear me? I just realized I had the microphone way over here. Um, let's see. Like I said, I didn't write anything down. Uh, so nowadays, parents have to work two jobs sometimes to make ends meet, and kids are left. They're left to the devices of this in front of them. Oh, good, thank you. Um, so they're swayed on whatever's put in front of them. Whereas our generation, yeah, we were left by ourselves, but we had books, we had each other, we had the garden hose, we had someone's mom's home. They may or may not have made us lunch. We don't, we we ran wild, but I don't know, we weren't completely wild. We had each other. And nowadays kids they come home from school and parents are working or parents are too busy cleaning house, and all they have is social media, and then they look at Instagram, well, I don't look like this person here. I don't wear these clothes over here. Or one of the biggest things on Instagram is some gal who's not even real. And yes. Cricks. I didn't have woods to go into growing up in the lower valley. We had the end of dirt roads up in the sagebrush hills. So yeah, we had those. Um, Shoving 10 people into a Volkswagen Bug and some, oh God, old English. Good old high school. Um, but they get lost in the devices, and then we they go down a dark hole. I almost said a rabbit hole, but not really. And parents don't know how to get them out anymore. They don't know how to talk to their kids anymore because even the parents are sitting there. They're all at the table and they're all buried into their phones, and it just irritates. I go out to restaurants and it just irritates the crap out of me because one of my favorite restaurants to go to is out in the mountains and there's no signal. There's no, you got to talk to each other. And it's nice because you can hear the whole restaurant at a low roar just talking to each other. So, yeah. Um, yeah, that's about all I can think of when I was little. Oh, yuck. I wouldn't know what to do. Well, that's too many people for a mini New York. The town I grew up on had 6,000 people, and now it's at least doubled. I remember my mother driving down the way with her little snooty nose. Um, she's like, we were driving down the way, and she's like, "Oh, look, all these Mexicans bought all these houses down here." She was Mexican. And she's like, and and she's pointing it all out. And I was like, "I can tell." And she's like, "What do you mean you can tell?" I said, "Look at the roses. It's obvious. There's roses in all those houses because for Our Lady of Guadalupe. That's what the roses are for." But, she was trying to be, better than everybody else. And I'm like, "Look at your yard. You got a whole rose garden." But, I should put up in my community tab this feather that we found. Uh, the reservoir is draining, so all the tree stumps and stuff are popping up now. And there was a goose feather stuck into the stump. And I went over there and I said, "Well, because I'm gathering feathers for my granddaughter's walking stick." And my husband goes, "What if an Indian placed that there?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, this Indian's gonna go get it." And I went out, got it, got some pictures, and then gave a little fling, and two little spiders got rehomed right off of it. Yeah, and I took the feather. It was in there good too. And then we had, if you look, I have a video of, if anybody knows what kind of jet that is, uh, let me know. Uh, Bumping Lake is in the Chinook Pass, which is a very long valley with mountains on either side. That the Air Force Base, McCord Air Force Base, is it Lewis McCord Joint Air Force Base, whatever. Uh, they do practice runs down that just about every day in the summer at 1 o'clock, 1:05. They were a little late Saturday. That's normal. It's nothing to be afraid of. The only thing that concerned me a little bit was it wasn't the trainer, and they don't buzz the lake like they used to. They would go down, and there'd be people out on their boats fishing, and they'd be close enough you could read all the identifying numbers underneath it. And nothing beats the 7 o'clock in the morning wake up call when they decide to go over. Then wake up and look out my tent because I don't the rain shield wasn't on, and I was like, it's too early for this. I don't like to wake up till at least, well, Princess here. Princess's alarm is set for 9:30, and at 7 o'clock was a little rude. But yeah, I mean, encourage people around you, smile at them. That could be their little cherry on the cake of the day that they needed. Say hi, how you doing? Good morning, Captain Tom. How you doing? Yeah, I started a little late today because I never know when the daughter's leaving. Well, I call her daughter now. It's after 14 years having her live here. She's just my child now, but mom passed away. Her mother did. Um, is leaving because she'll have the Xbox running or the laptop running or phone going, and then I have no Wi-Fi. So, but yeah, good. Our Have had your coffee yet, Captain? I need a cup. It's freezing in here. My heat went out. Once in here, I'm closing the door, and I'm not down there. I spoke of Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi gods give me a little tiny dot. There's two. Not sure if I want. I'm not sure if I want Elon Musk's whatever it is, Starlink or not, or if I just fight with this. Half the time, my phone is faster. One of these days, I may have to just use my phone to set it outside on my porch for the and then hotspot my MacBook. But yeah, Captain Tom, I got a little bit of fire footage. I have to have the time to transfer it all from my phone to here to put it all together. But I only got to build a fire one night on the cabin trip, because the next night, as soon as we got home or back to the cabin from the hike, it started to rain, so there was no fire that night. So, oh, I call weather here in Washington bipolar Washington weather, because I'll have 70 degrees one week and 40 degrees this week. Possible snow. Ugh. No, a little too cold for me just yet. I mean, I'm running around in the house. I'm going to have to turn on the heat soon, but I'll turn it on in the evening. I don't turn it on most of the day. Like this all year long. I'm outside at the cabin. It's what, 50 degrees. I'm in what Seventh calls a husband beater. Um and shorts, and I was comfortable. I was fine. I just slowly get used to it as the weather transfers. I'm still in the same outfit, so I'm not much of a fashion mogul. My closet consists of 3/4 of it black t-shirts from the blessedpoliticalshirts.com. I dress like a Canadian. I'm not too far from Canada. It's about maybe 200 miles north of me. And though I do not like sandals and socks. Yes, I'm in Washington, but I don't like sandals and socks. No, that's just no. I can't do it. No, that's just too Western Washington for me. I mean, I'll wear my slippers, or I'll wear my flip flops, or my slides. But I don't know how I lived all these years without slides. They're sure comfy. Get up first thing in the morning, slip your feet into them, and they freeze for about 5 minutes till they warm up. Um, Good God, where was I? I should be nicknamed Squirrel. Like I said, I didn't write anything down, so I'm everywhere. And the trucks are still going. Those things are going to be going till middle of November, because there's so many apples. So if you guys get any Washington apples, think of me. I'm out here with 80% of the Washington apples, I think, come from my area up in the Highlands. So, white shirt. Oh, yeah. Luckily, my Tevas don't. I don't do socks. I don't know if I can. I wear the Teva Infinity, where they're basically little bungee cords. I'll wear them hiking. One day I got a good lesson for the daycare kids, that you can split your toe open and not cry. I split my toe open and had to finish the hike. I told them that, I didn't cry when that happened. And the 12-year-old goes, "Yeah, Grandma, but you did a lot of cussing." I'm like, "Yeah, it was warranted. I earned it." So that's the no, yeah, that's two heisters. So yeah, I've still gotta empty out the coolers, which have some really nice ice cold root beers in them. I don't need any ice cream. I'm trying to lose this weight I gained, not add to it. So, yeah. I was so miffed when I jumped on the scale. So, I'm like, hold on, I need some Diet Pepsi. I have to start working on the Ring Fit longer, and it's nicer because it's not so hot. It was 57 degrees in my living room this morning when I was working out, so that made it nice. And it's warmed up since then, but yeah, the first thought on my mind is, and as Captain says, dump your thoughts when you get up in the morning. I have two thoughts: coffee, exercise. That's the only two thoughts I have. Then I can kind of figure it out later, but I have to have my coffee while I exercise. Instead of having water, I just have some coffee with not my BioLite. What's it called? People have it as their sponsors here. Well, whatever it is, Bio something, whatever. They're Keto Elevate, my Keto Elevate, and my uh, collagen every morning in my coffee. Got to keep the wrinkles away. Since I'm 57, but luckily, Annie. Oh, that sounds good. I should mail you some sagebrush. I've mailed it to Ralph and told him just put a piece in the oven, just ever so lightly, just for a tiny, tiny bit, and your whole house will smell like sage. But yep, Gen X isn't really growing old. We'll be the ones in the nursing home with the music just blaring. We're no longer the generation where you see the grandmas with the cookies and and the little hairs and the buns and all the little grandma candies. No, our generation is grandma's. This grandma is tattooed with her ears gauged, and so's my granddaughter's parents. Their ears are gauged, they're tattooed. So, yeah, not going to be the typical grandmas. So, Captain, when I can my peaches, I use a little bit of cinnamon in there. And then when I can my pears, I add a little bit of vanilla to the syrup that I make. Okay, well, my back is starting to hurt sitting in one place. I'm not used to this. So I'm going to go fold my clothes, sort those yellow and black bins from Costco, and play some Wii bowling. Got to get that Halloween outfit. So again, it'll be Friday for the prayer requests. And there's a lot of stuff we're going to have to pray for. I don't like the idea that we have so much, but that just seems to be the way the world's going lately. All right, everybody. Have a fabulous day. I love you too, Noise. You're great. Have a fabulous day. Enjoy tomorrow. And just be glad we're waking up on this side of the dirt. Much love, Captain. Much love, everyone. I'm out. Peace out.